Hey, it's Birdman for the Arizona White Mountain Podcast, hanging out here in the studio. Time for Community Shout. And once again, we want to call out, brought to you by the town of Pinetop, Lakeside, and the Arizona White Mountain Partnership. So we're going to kick off this morning, which is a snowy morning, and let's talk about driving, shall we, Kirk?
Isn't it great? I think everybody kind of forgot how to drive in the snow because we haven't had any for a little bit.
Kirk Webb with, of course, Timber Mesa Fire and Medical District.
Good morning.
So I noticed right off the bat, throttle control, like I call it, or how to get on your gas. It's not. I think people think it's a switch. Normally, that's how they use it.
Or I notice a lot of people that they get into a slick spot, or they're just starting out, and then they just put the accelerator down, and it's like, they don't really go anywhere. It's like,
well, they think if you melt through the ice, you'll get to traction.
Yeah, it's not going to happen too much, right?
So what's the right thing to do?
just ease into it and just and give yourself plenty of room. Don't try to, it's not like when it's on dry pavement where you can kind of gun it and get out there quick. No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. So literally feather off, what they call feathering. Just slowly pull off your throttle, and you'll get to a point where it slows down enough that you'll get traction. I mean, vehicles weigh a lot of weight.
Same thing with the braking. You don't want to, because you slam on your brakes, tires are going to lock up, and then you lose your steering ability. Steering actually occurs when the tires are in motion and in rotation.
So you showed me a photo a minute ago from Penrod. Hopefully maybe we can share that and we'll show that up on the screen just to give you an idea of what happens.
And I think in that situation, this was an 18-wheeler. I think he just was pulling off the side of the road and then maybe got a little too close to the edge and just got sucked up because he was right in one of those turnouts there on Penrod Road. And,
right.
And so his was a little more on the unfortunate side that, man, that sucks, because he was just trying to get off the side of the road, probably because of other erratic drivers.
Yeah, the more weight you have, the harder it is to slow it down.
Exactly. And so who knows? But yeah, it's crazy out there. You see, luckily I didn't hear any rollover crashes today that we were responded to. So that's always a plus. But yeah, it's just, when this weather shows up like this and I heard Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadows, so that means 6 more weeks of winter. Right?
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. I didn't pay attention. I didn't pay attention.
I don't know. It's if you believe in that stuff anyway. But
so talk to me about some of the other things people should be thinking now that we hit with a little bit of weather again.
Well, and here again, carbon monoxide poisoning. People in their houses and if using different kinds of gas or wood powered appliances, it creates that carbon monoxide, and if your vents are blocked off or our guys just responded recently to one where, in fact, they actually started getting headaches and all the symptoms from carbon monoxide poisoning just from the time to go in and get this guy packaged and get him out to the ambulance to take him to the hospital. So, and that doesn't take very long to do all of that work. So, short period of time. So it's amazing that this guy's still doing okay. So.
Yeah. So you got to watch your fireplaces. So a smoldering fire kind of isn't good, and a super hot fire isn't good. So
right, you want to get that happy medium, and water heaters that are gas fired, and your stoves, any types of appliances that with this snow, it can actually block off the vent, and then now that those byproducts got to go somewhere, and carbon monoxide is one of them, and it's a very deadly gas. So be aware, and your appliances typically don't run very well when the vents are all blocked off like that too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if in fact I was talking to my wife as I was headed over here, and I made the comment that if you don't know how to drive in this stuff, just stay home. Schools, I think most of them either had a 2-hour delay or they actually ended up canceling.
They canceled, and a lot of meetings got canceled, and those kind of things. Yeah,
take advantage of that. So hopefully you prepared ahead of time and you got plenty of food and snacks and all that kind of stuff, and just enjoy some family time together that doesn't always happen during the week.
Right. Very cool. Awesome. How about slips, trips, falls?
There again, that's something that, and we deal with that on a regular basis. And it's not just the elderly that are having the issues, especially when we get this slick stuff. I mean, I was walking to my truck this morning and hit a little patch of slush and ice, and it made me kind of do the two-step there, you know. So, and it wasn't the pretty two-step either. So it's, but yeah, we just got to be cautious and you know, and it's don't be embarrassed, or if you've got to use a cane or a walker or to help keep you from falling down, because you know, let's face it, a simple fall can actually cause somebody to break a pelvis.
And the things that we have that we use are the crampons or the pull-on, those little grip things that actually go in the bottom of your shoes.
Right.
Those things work great.
Yeah, exactly. So
not so great on linoleum floors. Just want to call that out.
Yes.
It's
So
kind of like the reverse.
Yeah. Once you're done from being outside, take them off. Don't wear them on the inside. But yeah, there's lots of supplemental things that can help us get around. In fact, one of the tricks that when I'm teaching people about slips, trips, and falls, park somewhere near the cart corral at the grocery store, and if, especially in like this, and you can use that cart and then people don't even know that that's really what you're doing, is using the cart to help steady yourself so you don't fall.
Right.
Things like that. Take advantage of those devices to keep you from slipping and falling, and there's studies have shown that, especially when you get in the up in the Y's in the years, that you take a major fall and you may or may not recover from that. And so,
very cool. Anything else?
You know, it's kind of in that transition time of year where we're dealing with people wanting to, you know, we get those nice days, which we had last week, and people are wanting to clean up their lots, and we appreciate that, and they want to burn their stuff, but yet we also, this time of year, we start having the winds. And even though we've had some moisture, the grasses and the trees dry out pretty quick, you know, so we really haven't had that much moisture. We've had some pretty decent storms this year, but things with that wind dries out pretty quick. So
yeah, I made the mistake, went to work and went, oh, I think it's okay today, won't take down the flagpole. Snap. Yeah. And
no.
Be getting a new flagpole. So yeah.
Yeah. So the winds have been pretty severe this year.
Yeah.
And it's so if you are going to be that one, make sure you have a burn permit. And if you read the rules, it says in there that to not burn it when you have winds greater than 10 miles an hour. And so a lot of people are, well, how do I know when it's 10 miles an hour? It's like, well, if you see the flag flying straight out, you can pretty much guarantee it's
above
more
10
than,
miles an
yeah,
hour.
exactly.
Yep.
If it's just kind of lazily flopping around, you know, or not even moving at all, then you're probably okay. So that's a fairly good indicator to use, but you can always, I mean, how many people don't have a smartphone these days? I'm finding that even these young kids, and it's pretty easy to pull up a weather app and get a location right where you are, exactly right there, and you can look at it and see what the wind speeds are. And honestly, use some common sense. You know, we don't really allow broadcast burning, you know, so you can't just go over with a torch and just light everything all at once. And, you know, so you need to put it in piles and just follow the rules. The rules are there to help keep us and your neighbors and everybody else safe.
Very cool. Hey, thanks for reminding us to be careful, be cautious. Appreciate that. Once again, Kirk Webb with Timber Mesa Fire and Medical District. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, that's going to be it for this week's Arizona White Mountains Podcast Community Shout. I'm Birdman, reminding you, if I don't see you around town, I'll catch you right here on the web.